I was atheist. I told you I was atheist, but I don't think I was immoral. Yeah, I was atheist. I wanted to make money, but I wasn't money driven. Don't get it wrong. I wanted to make money because I needed to. Uh, um, but I got to the point where where my questions, I didn't believe in God. I believe, sorry, I believe, you know, I still do believe there is behavior in the universe. So my question was more scientific driven. Let me put it this way. It was more of like I was trying to understand the universe because I'm a scientist, but I see everything as experiment. Meaning that when I go online and do whatever it is I put into my machine, whether program, whether social, I see it as an experiment that I can get feedback on and understand what is going on in the universe. And that need to come, and it gets to the point where you can actually become a robot yourself without thinking about the morals. The morals without the morals in what you're doing and the sort of things in what you're doing, and you just want to like get ahead in life. You just want to like do whatever it takes to get ahead in life. You know. But as time goes on, as a person, that was when I graduated university. Before I graduated university, I was working on some mathematics, especially the lack of the Lagrange Euler equation. I remember that I come to a point that there is no way that there is no God. In fact, like, yeah. The world could make sense mathematically without the need of God in it. But if you look at some other part of the equation, especially in quantum, then there is you can't do without God. Literally cannot do without God. So I became more of a agnostic, but not spiritually inclined. So not religiously inclined. I'm spiritually agnostic. So I didn't pick. Sorry, I'm religiously agnostic, but I believe in God. So I don't pick any religion because I'm interested in the creator of the universe. I'm not interested in following an organization. I just want to know the universe. I just want to form a relationship with the creator of the universe. And part of the reason why I study at university too, I study physics at university because I thought that if the best way for me to understand God or know God is for me to study the work of the painter. The best way for you to know a painter and understand the mind of the painter and get close to the painter is to understand the paintings. If you study the paintings very well, you can see where some of the minds of the painter. So, and the more I study physics, which is the study of the physical world that we live in, and the more I feel like, okay, I see the beauty. I see the beauty of the universe. Let me put it that way. The beauty of aligning mathematics and reality together, and then being able to live on top of that. I mean, like guide your life based on your understanding of how the universe works. And if you understand some of how the universe works, then you start to question God. You start to basically, for me, I got closer to God. Let me just put it that way because I'm more interested in God than anything. Let me just put it that way. I'm like literally more interested in God than anything. And it doesn't mean I'm religious, by the way. It doesn't mean I'm religious
All right,
because
that's
I want
interesting.
to find.
Uh-huh.
See, I don't want to because I think if I go for religion, I may miss the road because there's so many religions out there, and every one of them think their own is the right one, and every other one is wrong. So if and I was born in a religious family, by the way. My mom is a Christian, my dad is a Muslim, so I was able to see both the Quran and the Bible growing up. So and I became atheist when I got into my university, and I was the only one that was religious, and they saw me as a stupid one. They saw me as a stupid one because how can I be studying physics among these really, really smart people, and I'm saying that I'm religious? There's something wrong with me. So I had to, and I couldn't judge them, because there must be something wrong with me if I'm the only odd one out among really, really smart people. So let me not judge. Let me put myself in their shoes, live their life before I can say anything. Because I don't think you can judge anyone except if you actually have similar experiences as them. You cannot say if it was me, I'm going to make this decision, except if you're actually in that position itself. So, and that's part of the reason why I had to. One of the things I said to God was like, see, forgive me for what I'm doing if I'm doing something wrong, but I need to do this to actually even strengthen my own faith, if it's true. So I literally became atheist. I literally started to look for how I can explain everything mathematically.
All right, that's great.
Because I wanted to explain everything, and it made so much sense because this. When I say these people are smart people, okay, the world may not agree with this, but these are people from Cambridge universities and Oxford and all these top university, and I know that they're smart because I saw how they. I'm not trying to say, but this is like it. I got humbled because these are like the set of the big. When it comes to like a big pile of geniuses and you're meeting them together, it humbles you. It humbles you. It's like it gives you the perspective of like having a collection of people that are just like wow, like they all get like top class. They're all doing something with their life. Everybody's doing. This one is working on this project. That one's working on that project. It's like just a bunch of really really smart people together, and then it is now you that have two heads that believe in God. Are you kidding me? so
Anyway, on the question of spirituality, it's something that we talk a lot here too, because we believe Africans, we are very spiritual as it is, no? But of course, we have also become very religious. Of course, they do not, religion and spirituality, they are not the same thing. It doesn't mean that if you are a spiritual person, you cannot be religious. You can also be religious and also become a highly spiritual person, no? But the two are not the same thing.
Sorry, I changed the topic. I'm not changing the topic,
okay.
But they're just intertwined. They're just really intertwined. Yeah. I'm sorry I went this way.
No. It's perfect. It's perfectly fine. As Africans, also based on our spirituality, we have come to understand. At least I am coming to understand that our vision of life, the way we see life, we don't see it like the way it is seen here in the West. That things are individual. In Africa, things are not individual. Everything is connected.
Connected, yes. Everything.
So when you pick up any object, that object cannot exist only on its own because it exists in relation to other things.
100%.
If you take other things away, that thing that you are holding in your hand is useless. So you are perfectly right to talk about spirituality, even though we are talking about technology. Yeah.
So I think technology is going into spirituality. I'm going to say this, okay? I'm kind of worried how this will affect my own reputation out there. But I'm saying is that technology is going to it's already getting there. It's already there. But it's still going to get stronger. It's going to get really, really strong. I want it to, because I think a lot of us are still sleeping. I think we need spirituality to have more sanity in this world, because I think things have gone. This is my personal opinion. We are less moral as a civilization.
That is fine. That is fine. It depends also what we mean. It depends on what we're actually asking for. I believe even when we are talking of technology now, it begins to get scary for some people to see what is happening in the world today. But if you ask me, I am an amateur. I don't know anything about technology, but just from my limited understanding, my limited thinking, I think we are just in the beginning of what is possible for us. Now, I interview a religious scholar, not a religious scholar, it's a scholar in spirituality and out of African religion. I just interview him. I've done 2 interviews with him. In fact, we are planning the next one. And this interview usually is a very long one. He is telling me, because now we are talking about God. What is God? How do we know what God is, even in an African context? Before Christianity, of course, even came. So at a point, he was saying, yes, everything is in existence. Everything that we can imagine is already there. It's just that we haven't been able to manifest it yet. Because now we talk of Africans that have created giant civilization. Of course, coming to zenith in Egypt. But Egypt is not where African history started. African history started way back before they go to Egypt. So if they can manage to do that, look at, for example, the great Zimbabwe, the wars of Benin, the same people that created these things. Look at the same Africans that are living in those areas today. It's as if the technology they used to develop those things are higher than the one that they have today. Because Benin described at the time was having street light. Okay, street light, not with the type of electricity that we have today. But just think of the concept that at the time, talking of the Benin Empire several hundreds of years ago, they could have street light. But you go to the same Benin city today, I'm not saying there are no street light, but it's the way it is really a chaos, as it were, you know?